show you a couple of things about creating this infographic for party leadership using Venngage. This is another option for you if you do not want to use Canva or if you're not familiar with that. So this is the assignment page that's posted in Schoology. I have it broken down into a quick overview, what your task is for this assignment, the materials that you need, so 1, 2, and 3, and then getting a little bit more detailed with requirements. I tried to match them up with the colors to the task so you can see how they line up with one another. You have your assessment point total at 32 points, and then you have the rubric in here, which ultimately should be your checklist as you're moving through. So to get started, you're going to be outlining the functions of House leadership, of Senate leadership, including pictures for each of these individuals. There's going to be 8 images total that you're going to be including. And then lastly, how a bill moves through the House of Representatives. So if we go down and take a look at how work gets done in the House, I'm including responsibilities of House leaders. There's 4: Speaker of the House, Majority Leader, Minority Leader, and then Whip. You're also going to include responsibilities of the House Rules Committee. This is the only committee I'm including in here just because it's a pretty significant one. There isn't a counterpart in the Senate. So in the Senate, you're going to include responsibilities of Senate leaders, the Vice President, the Majority Leader, the Minority Leader, and the Whip. And lastly, House Members' Bill. So this is how a bill moves through just the House of Representatives. I have this underlined in all caps. Do not find one online and copy in. Make your own. Use Google Draw. Sketch it out on a piece of paper. Use something within the template, and you could bullet point it. You could list it 1, 2, 3, 4. But don't just find a picture on the internet because it's probably going to show you the full process about how a bill becomes law, and that's not what I'm asking you to include. I'm asking you to include how a bill moves through just the House of Representatives. So where do you find all of this information? In this week's folder in Schoology, I've included the Chapter 5 text. I already have it turned to the page for the Speaker of the House. I'm not going to go through the other ones and point out where they are, but they all are in here in Section 2 and Section 3. For the Speaker of the House, I'm going to kind of skim through this information. What is it that I can include? They're the presiding officer of the House. They're its most powerful leader. Let's see, down here, decides which members to recognize first. In sessions, appoints members of some committees, schedules bills for action, refers bills to proper House committee. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. You could put that into a sentence or two. You could bullet point that on the template, whatever you feel like doing. Then you need to also figure out, well, who is this person currently? So there's a couple of links that I included under materials needed. So number 3, sources to use in addition to your textbook. This is a page that takes you to the leadership for the House of Representatives, and this is a page that takes you to leadership for the Senate. So use both of these. Here's the Speaker of the House, Representative Nancy Pelosi, Majority Leader, Republican Leader, etc. So you have that person's name. For whatever reason, when you save this image, it's kind of grainy. It's not a really good quality image, so I would probably just look for a different picture. You can locate that, just do a quick Google search. Under Tools, change usage rights to labeled for reuse or labeled for non-commercial reuse. So when you click on that, I have an image right here. I'm going to right click, choose Save Image As, and we've got Pelosi. It's going to my desktop, save, and now I've got my image. So Venngage. When you go to Venngage, you're going to sign in with your Google credentials. This is the page that opened up by default once I got signed in. For categories over here, if it does not have infographics selected by default, then you can just type that in up here. I'm going to select the informational infographics because that'll probably give me my best options. and you can see that, you start scrolling through here and you've got a ton of different templates to choose from. So don't spend too long going through that, but definitely use a template because it's going to save you a lot of time, I think. So I click over here. I'm going to select Create. All right, here we go. So a lot of placeholder text and images and things like that, that you could get rid of if you wanted to. You can see these are all individual things that you could get rid of if you want to. Here, I'm going to type in my title, Party Leadership. And here you can provide a quick introduction, overview. You could even go back to the assignment and use some of this information. Overview about House of Representatives and Senate leadership positions, etc. So you can include whatever you want there. Down here, so I'm going to put Speaker of the House. I can drag this out so I have more room. Nancy, Representative Nancy Pelosi. It's already got bullet points, so I'm just going to leave it there for that. So if we go back over to the text information, so presiding officer, its most powerful leader. I would want to include more information, but I'm going to stop there just to save time so this doesn't go on and on. But make sure you include a little bit more information about why it's such a powerful position. I'm going to click over here and I'm going to delete these little images. I'm going to leave that circle there. I already saved my picture of Nancy Pelosi, so I'm going to go over here to the left and choose Image Uploads. I am going to click on that little square. Here's my Pelosi image. Now notice this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's counting how many images you include. So once you get to 6, you can include more. What you have to do is, you notice when you hover over the image, there's a little trash can there to delete it. Once you insert the image into, you can drag it in or double click it. You can delete that image. So I'm just going to shrink this down so that it fits in that little circle as best we can. All right. And again, once I've, oh shoot, sorry. Undo button works, maybe sometimes. I'm going to delete that. But here, I'm going to click delete. So once you have it in there, you can delete it. And so that's going to enable you to be able to include more images. So once this fills up, once you use it, get it out of there so that you can add more. And I'm just going to move through the rest of the information and fill up the page. The only other thing I would suggest including is a link. So I'm getting this information or this image. I'm going to right click on it, copy link address, and I am going to actually see if I can't just link the picture itself. So up here in the tools, I've got link, and I'm going to paste and replace. And then I think that'll link that image. Here you can select the actual text, choose link again, paste. So like that's just a couple of ways that you can hyperlink um, so that you're citing where you got that image from. You don't need to cite the text information. I told you to get the information from there, so that's fine. So you're going to go through the rest of it. Any placeholder text, get rid of that. So it's just, got your information. And then you're going to click publish. Now, why are we going to click publish? If you click download, it's not going to let you. It wants you to upgrade to premium. We're obviously not going to do that. So if you click publish, that's going to make it public for me. And here is the title. I am going to change this to Party Leadership with my last name, and then click publish. Here's my URL that I'm going to copy. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to open a new tab. This is what my infographic is going to look like. So it's pretty slick, I think. I'm going to highlight that, copy it, and then that's what you're going to paste into Schoology when you go to submit this. So if you run into any problems, have any questions, please, please, please reach out to me, and I will walk you through it best we can. We can do a Google Hangout. We can use Zoom. So I can, kind of take over your screen and take a look at things so you have options there. Good luck.